Hello guys, today we are going to start our first lesson ABAP backend developer course. Don't worry, I will provide you PDF file after these 10 classes. So step by step we will cover the this topic. First of all, we are going to start evaluating the need for extensions. After completing this lesson, you will completely understand software extensions and why we need these extensions. What is software extensions? You can see as in diagram delivered scope, SAP standard software, required scope, differentiating scope, specific scope, uncovered scope, covered scope. So we will discuss these step by step. We begin our discussion of extensions by examining the term extension. What is extension? What is it exactly that we extending? And most importantly, what are extending it? All software is designed with a scope in mind. Scope are not in the field, scope are in your mind. This is scope defines two things as follows. The outcome for the customer that the software is providing. How the software provides that outcome. These are the two basic rules. From customer's perspective, it is the fulfillment of outcomes that creates value for a software vendor, such as SAP. Scope is the foundation of value propositions presented to the customer and is a critical part of the software design process. Without a doubt, one of the greatest advantages of a SAP ERP over its history has been its scope. Delivering a product conceived to cover virtually all business processes in the areas of logistics, finance, and human resources is a tall task. Add in the fact that SAP's customer base overcome 30 different industries, and the magnitude of the task becomes even clearer. Each industry has its own specialized ways of executing certain business process. For example, banks may design and execute procurement processes different than government entity. Entity mean condition, and the military, and even within the same industry, individual companies may design and execute a process different. But the challenge of scope has never been one of that has been avoided. Quite the contrary, it has been embraced with the enthusiasm. So, after this discussion, the need for extensibility, why we need extensibility. While the breadth of scope covered by SAP application undoubtedly is an important factor for customers in adopting SAP solutions, there is another factor they valued flexibility, the ability to adjust the delivered scope in such a way to fit their unique needs. Thus, another challenge presented itself to SAP how to not only provide scope to customers but also flexible to adjust that scope as per their unique needs. As we case with the scopes, SAP embraced the flexibility challenge with enthusiasm. Meeting this challenge, however, requires some out of the box thinking, out of the box design thinking on the part of the SAP. One potential solution would have been to provide a system to the customer where once installed and live the source code is frozen. The customer would have no ability to adjust or change this code. They would only be further concerned with the routine maintained updates and upgrades, all of which would be for the most part simple and painless. The IT department responsible for the maintaining the system would primarily apply the relevant patch. These are the total process of uh, to explaining the extensibility, why we need the extensibility in the software scope. At the appropriate time, upgrade the software. Afterwards, they would perform a quite quick test to make sure that everything still works. Okay, the job is done. While IT would be happy with such approach from a ease of use perspective, these are easy to use. Business stakeholders are also happy, and the most importantly, the end users, where the true value of the software system is realized, most likely would not be more flexibility with regards to adjustment. Needless to say, this approach wasn't adopted by SAP. So, if we think about one another potential solution is the opposite side of the spectrum, a system delivered with a baseline repository of the code, but that code is a suggestion. You can say, if you will try to examine that as W3 school and other text reader, even in notepad, we can exercise, we can practice, we can get runtime environment from HTML, put in the notepad.html, or I mean any file.html, and we can observe the result in the Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. So, but this is not open source data. SAP. We have to study according to the rules and regulation of the SAP. So there is difficulty to practice, but we have to achieve the certification to enter the field of the SAP world. So system would be free for all changes, modifications, and wholesale deletion of code would be fair game. In this environment, even the simplest maintenance easily by SAP, just applying a simple technical patch to correct a bug would be fraught with uncertainty. It might take months to apply such a patch, which it should only take a few minutes. A full-fledged upgrade could be the nightmare. You can replace the whole system within the night. There is no need of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 2 months. Depending on the scope of the customer, changes that have been done in a simple upgrade could be the half a decade. The cost associated with this type of approach are considerable both to SAP and the customer. Beyond the hours to what should be the simple operational tasks, there are also sport opportunity cost in the having a system incapable of responding quickly to changes in a market that require the ability to adapt quickly. As that the first approach, SAP didn't adopt this one either. So the approach of SAP is very smart. What was needed was Goldilocks approach, where the needs of the following three distinct groups are balanced. What is the Goldilocks? End users who want to software with the consist user experience. More on this in a later lesson. This is simple and easy to use. Business stakeholders, particularly and especially process owners who want an application that is stable but can be tailored to the unique way that they desired a business process to be executed. Third one, the IT department who must install and maintain a system where the needs of the two groups mentioned previously are met, but one in which those costs are managed in an optimal way for the business. So this approach bore fruit as a customer initiated code adjustments. The system was installed with standard functionality based on best practices, but also with the ability for the customer in a clear and controlled manner to adjust that the functionality to achieve desired outcomes consist with the needs of stakeholders in a cost effective manner. While at first this approach may sound inevitable, it is easy to forget that decades ago, when SAP R3 was introduced to the market, it was considered revolutionary, but it is fair to say that over time, this balanced approach has become one of the single most important factors in the phenomenal success of the ERP. Today, we complete the. I started these classes because there is no environment in villages and in the big cities for transportation. A lot of people cannot get education of SAP environment because they don't have enough budget and to move and transport from one place to another place. So I think I should deliver this knowledge to the people, this material, preparing material, this knowledge, and even practical experience I will share. I will also share the PDF file. You can study even on hard copy in your homes, in your offices, and you will migrate in your mind, not migrate in cities and villages to get the knowledge and start get education from your home. It will be very useful if this material is give to value to you. Please like the video and give the comment, and I will continue the classes to teach you the SAP ABAP Cloud classes. Goodbye, Allah Hafiz.